Alright, what's poppin', guys? Jules here, and we're back again once again for another video. In today's video, you guys, you see we got the BRZ in the background, and that is because we are installing GJP, Gerald Just Project's Flex Fuel Kit. I'm super stoked to be throwing this on the BRZ because that means we could finally run ethanol, if you didn't know. This is a very, very worthwhile mod to do to your BRZ, your 86, if you plan on modifying it any way, shape, or form. Ethanol burns cleaner, it provides more power, and we're not talking 2-3 horsepower, we're talking, depending on your tune, depending on your mods, a substantial amount of power. It's also cheaper, but it burns quicker. I digress. If you're running ethanol, your car just performs better. The reason why I went with GJP is because you guys already know I'm a supporter of homies in the community such as Hachi Electronics. He makes quality products for this platform. So does Gerald. So I cannot recommend Gerald enough. He makes quality products, and go support a homie in the community because these guys don't have to make their products, but they do to help out the community. So we did pick up Gerald's Flex Fuel Kit through Counterspace Garage. The dope stickers. Boom! So how much are you looking to spend on the Flex Fuel Kit? Well, we're gonna go over what comes in the base kit, and then we'll go over the additional options you could get with this kit. Number one here, we have the Flex Fuel sensor itself. You see it reroutes the fuel lines. And then number two, we have here the GJP IO box, which connects to the CAN bus system and allows us to run Flex Fuel. Now you can get the optional oil pressure switch, can get the optional boost controller. We decided not to get that with this kit today, at least today. Now, yeah, do I keep that in? But with all that stuff out of the way, I do want to jump into the install. Some things you're going to need for this install are obviously a pair of gloves because you're going to be working with fuel. I don't know about you guys, but I don't want to get fuel on my hands because it dries out my hands and it's kind of cold out. Next up, you're going to need a smaller size screwdriver to be able to get those fuel lines off. And then next up, 12mm socket as well as a ratchet. It doesn't have to be this small, but you are going to be getting those strut braces off, just one of them. And then you're going to want a rag, paper towels, stuff like that, because you're disconnecting a fuel line and you're going to get fuel someplace. All right, first thing we're going to do is unplug our fuel fuse, the second yellow fuse here. Grab the fuse puller. Come on, there we go. That a girl. Put this somewhere that you're not going to freaking lose it. All right, we're going to come in here and we're going to mount our Flex Fuel sensor. We're going to mount it right here on the strut brace. However, you can utilize this one here if you have a tower brace that goes across and utilizes these two here. If you do end up using this stud here, then you're going to reroute your fuel lines a different way. All right, now that we got our fuse unplugged, we're going to go ahead and start it. This way we could get out all the fuel from those lines. All right, she died out. I'm gonna give her one more start, make sure it's all out. Boom, turn that off. Now we're going to mount our Flex Fuel sensor. Take off 2 bolts right here, that on right there. We're also gonna wanna take our IO box here and plop it right on this stud right here. It fits right over, and there's enough thread to thread on the provided nut. Don't tighten them down all the way, leave them loose in case you need to move stuff around a little bit. And then once you're done, tighten these down. This is the CAN bus sensor to the IO box. We're gonna pop that in first. All right, so this is how we kind of set up our wiring system here. If you have a 22, you're not gonna have this interruption harness here in the middle. All right, so for the late 22s and up, you're gonna actually disconnect this left-hand fuel line here, and that is the line going for the port injection. Pry up on that. There's gonna be fuel left in this line, so I'm gonna grab my rag. And while we're in here too, we could come in here and get rid of that clip. This way we can move the line around. All right, so that's what we're looking like right now. Then we're gonna come to the bottom here and we're gonna pop both of those blue clips. We're gonna start with the left one. That is our port injection line, the one we're deleting right now. And we're gonna get rid of that line. This way it's a little easier to see what we're doing here. This kind of clip holder that's holding the lines in, we're gonna wanna pop that open. I'll show you guys how to pop that open. Come in here like this. Let's see if we can get it open easy. Probably the biggest pain of this install was just getting that freaking clip off. You guys could see where I struggled, but it's really a pain to get off. So I kind of stuck the flathead in the middle there, you guys could see. You see how it's kind of hooked. Take your time, be patient, make sure you don't break anything. We have our middle line. That is the one we want to keep. we have our port injection line here. That is the one we are quote unquote deleting. So let's come in here. Now we're gonna reroute this entire line over. So let's unplug that one. Come over here. Pop her in. Once you get it down all the way, push the blue clip in. It's gonna clip, and then how you're gonna test it is you're gonna pull up on the line. Obviously not too much, and make sure it does not come off. That is how you're gonna double check it. You do not want fuel going all over the place while you're driving the car. We got our second fuel line here. Like I said, it's gonna be different for 2022 plus, late 2022's plus. We're gonna have this kind of straight fuel line that doesn't have a lot of flex to it. You have a pre-2022, you're gonna have more of a flexible line. You have the blue side, you're just gonna boop, plop it down below, and then you have the boot up here, the angle, and you're just gonna plop it in. It's gonna be that middle line there. You just plop it in, make sure it clicks once again, and then feed it up into our sensor. Make sure to give it a quick tug to make sure it is clipped on the bottom there. All right, now we're gonna wrap this up with our provided line here. We're gonna come in here under our factory line, this one, plop it in our little harness there, and then, well, might as well plug in this one since we're over here. So we're sitting over this evap line, and then we're sitting under our other fuel line. But make sure all your lines are good. Give all of them a quick tug to make sure they're not gonna come flying off when you go to start the car. You should be good to go. You're gonna have this one OEM line left. All right, now we're gonna tidy up our wires here. All right, this is kind of our OEM style look here, our factory look. Yeah, I think did a pretty good job. Looks pretty good. I'd say so. Not too much stress on these wires here. We'll have to snip all these. Quarter turn, she's tight. So we rerouted our lines a little bit right there. Fed this one through there. Yeah, so it's not too stressed out anymore. After you clean up all the fuel, go ahead and prime the system. Before we do that, we want to pop in the fuse. What we're gonna do, we're gonna go test drive the car a little bit, maybe around the block, and then we're gonna come and check to see if there's any leaks. Do want to make it a point that you do not want to put E85 in your car unless you have the proper tune for it. Goes without saying, but just a peace of mind. We have our flex fuel flash, boom, CSG flex. So we are ready to go run it. That was definitely a cop, bro. Oh. He's not gonna turn around. I said that he's gonna turn around. Of course when I go to fifth gear and I give it a little, just a little bit of beans. I think that's good enough for a little test drive. We'll check the lines, make sure no fuel's leaking. She pulls, but we want a little more now. Have fun in your car like this. Bro, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. Fun time. What can I say? I'm having fun. and then we'll go for another one. Oh man, I thought we were done for sure. She did pretty good. More horsepowers? Yeah, a good bit. Nice. I do think there's a good enough spot as any to wrap up today's video. If you guys enjoyed today's video, be sure to leave me a like down below. It really does go a long way, and while you're down there, you could consider subscribing. That shows me you guys like what I'm doing here, and I could do more. But other than that, as per usual, I do want to give a shout out to Hachi Electronics. He is the supreme BRZ man, the 86 master of electronics. Go check him out, man, description down below. Use code Jules10 for that 10% off. And while you're down there, you can check me out, Jules, on the socials. I think that's enough said for today's video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Probably have to do pump. And yeah, and our temp just went up. Sick.